Hey, today kind of made up for yesterday. I came back with a bunch of stuff. Yesterday was one of my all-time worst thrifting days. Today was more typical. This is, I am happy to say, not an unusual haul for me. Went to one Goodwill. I was there for a couple hours, 2-3 hours. A bunch of new clothing racks came out and I was able to cultivate a good showing. If you're new to me, my name is Matt. I'm a full-time reseller. I specialize in men's clothing, specifically men's shirts, specifically quick flipping men's shirts, meaning I only buy stuff or primarily buy stuff that is in very, very high demand because I want to get the quick cash, or I will buy longer tail items when I find them for more money and I'll sit on them. But that's the exception to the rule. So, total was about 70 bucks. I got one thing in here for my mom, which was, I think, 10 or 12 bucks. So 70 bucks. All of this stuff should sell within a month. Most of it will sell within 2 weeks. At least that is my hubris-driven hope. First item. Not sure if this is a men's or a women's. The brand is nothing special. Top Man, it's just a fast fashion brand. The sleeves are secured under here. I don't know if that's a cool guy feature or if that's a women's feature, but it's in really good shape. Beavis and Butthead t-shirts, used t-shirts, have about a 50% sell-through, but this color scheme and the bubblegum thing is not common, so if I throw this up for 20 bucks, someone should notice it and capitalize on it quickly. And it was $2, which is unusually cheap for this Goodwill. Unless otherwise specified, all of these shirts are going to be $7, not including tax. I talked about these before. Still having luck with these Banana Republic shirts with a bunch of terms underneath the brand. These can be a pain to look up, but I use text complete on my phone, which is not something I hear resellers talk about a lot, which is too bad because it is absolutely a critical part of my sourcing strategy. So if you go into your phone, you can code in shortcuts. So you just type 2 or 3 letters and it'll auto-populate an entire phrase of your choosing. So I have all of these search terms pre-programmed. So BR is Banana Republic, NI, non-iron, etc. So I can just punch it in 5 seconds and look these things up. And there's universal terms that you can use, like men small, men medium, the sizing, long sleeve button down, short sleeve button down, cycling jersey, CJ, stuff like that. It totally is it's totally a total time saver, bro. It has a pattern on it, a little micro pattern. Will sell for $20, including free shipping. Stand to double my money on that. Let's just skip to this one. Another one of these Banana Republics. This one has a pattern as well, probably the same guy. Don't know exactly what you would call that pattern. Another $20 shirt. Was not familiar with this. That is a Disney resort. And this is a lightweight hoodie with Mickey on the back. Aloha. Disney is a giant brand. They have a ton of clothes. You cannot just buy it blind and expect it to sell quickly. You have to look it up. This is not common. There are 4 actives and 4 comps for clothing involving the name of this resort, and all of it sold for pretty high dollar. I'm going to list this likely for $30 and see what happens. That's for my mom. Be on the lookout for this brand. Rourke Revival. I think it's a skate thing. This is a raglan shirt with a chill guy who's about to die on it, and it's new with tags. Tag, singular. Ghost Rider. Badass, dude. There's a badass dead Indian on it. Dude, it's sick. Don't know how much these go for. Rourke Revival has very high sell-through. Not crazy high, but it's flat, meaning actives and solds are equivalent. J. Crew. This is kind of like the Banana Republic stuff. So J. Crew, giant brand. There are verticals within J. Crew that have really, really high sell-through or sell for more money. And all you have to do is just type in the keyword. So J. Crew, slim fit, plaid flannel, shirt, men, large. There's about a 2 to 3x sell-through on these. I got really lucky today too. I had a big basket full of stuff and I was dreading screening it because most of the time you end up having to throw like half the stuff back. There were only a couple with flaws out of the whole collection, which is really not common. So I went from being extremely pissed off and aggravated at the beginning of my sourcing, both out of a hangover in terms of my mood from yesterday's combat thrifting, and also it was just pulling teeth for about an hour. It just was really dry. And then I just started to hit gold. I found this J. Crew shirt, and then I found the Disney thing, and then it picked up from there. So sometimes you just have to keep tapping the button, you know, to get to save Merrill. You have to just tap, and then it works out. So plaid flannel men's shirt. These are going to be more and more higher selling. The seller highitude is going to be more going into the fall. When you're sourcing in the way that I source, so when I look stuff up, I primarily am paying attention to the sell-through, meaning I'm looking for stuff that has a proven track record of virtually guaranteed sales over a 90-day period. When you go into the sold comps on eBay, and sorry, this is redundant for anybody that's watched my videos, which is not a whole lot of people, so sorry. But if you go into the solds, that number that the app shows you accounts for the previous 90 days of sales. And the actives are obviously what are active at the moment. So seasonality does come into play there because a 3-month window, a lot changes in the world of clothing selling. So for instance, if you look up Uniqlo or J. Crew linen, 100% linen shirts, it's gonna be pretty close to 100% sell-through. But that window of time, that 90 days, was the summer, and a particularly brutally hot summer. So you really have to kind of apply a little bit of discretion and intelligence in terms of interpreting those numbers. It's not going to likely continue to be 100% sell-through on linen shirts going into the colder months. Converse is true. Plaid flannel stuff, jackets, sweaters, heavier, clothing, take a lower sell-through with a little bit of a grain of salt. And I'm still fairly new to this business model, this approach, so I'm speaking not entirely from a position of proven authority, but I've been having so much success with this right off the bat, having done it for about a couple months, that I'm pretty confident, fairly confident that what I'm saying is genius. So I kind of broke my own rule. Having given that spiel, I've broken my own rules a little bit with these. I found 4 of these. These are new with tags men's shirts with English bulldogs on them, wearing hats, French hats. Are these French? These are probably French bulldogs, aren't they? I told you, genius. I went to college. This is the brand. Barabbas. The sell-through on Barabbas men's shirts is about 50%, which is really absolute bare minimum that I need to even consider buying something. It's the novelty of this print that pushed me over the edge to actually commit to buying them. There were other new like floral shirts and stuff that were new with tags, but I left those behind. The bulldogs, I grabbed them because I figure throw this up for 25 bucks. Barabbas does have traffic to it. There are people searching Barabbas shirts, and this is so unique and so eye-catching. If I throw it up for 25, I have 4 of them. If I throw them all up for 25 bucks, they should flip, especially because it's Q4, and They're new with tags, and new with tag stuff sells a lot better in Q4. 4 of them. We'll see. I may have made a grave error, but they weren't priced up. New stuff at Goodwill is usually priced up, but these were the standard $7. I didn't check all of the price tags, I just realized. I hope. I'll check later. Let's see. I'll check now. 7. 7, okay. All right, I'm safe. Last one, $7. All right, still a genius, still smart. You know this. Needs very little explanation. These closely resemble a pair that I just flipped. They were an instant flip because they have this mesh siding paneling on it. I'm pretty sure this is a specific model of yoga pants that is probably worth more money, but researching this stuff is very tedious and I don't want to bother, so I'm just going to price these at the bottom of the market again and flip them immediately. They were $5. I will probably make 10. That's the end of the stuff that I got. If you watched the previous video, I put it out yesterday. The Ariat sweater sold overnight. That was a 24-hour sale. Still have the Cool and the Versace jeans. All right. Peace, brah.